Let's analyze the life. To analyze, become totally objective. Look at the life in its reality. Remove your concepts, remove your thoughts, remove your beliefs, and remove all the knowledge that you have so far accumulated. Forget about God, forget about consciousness, forget about whatever has been told to you. But one thing is loud and clear, that in the world there is suffering. Now, you may be enjoying your life with all the possessions that you have accumulated, all the friendships that you have made with thousands of friends. You may have relatives, you may have a house, car. But if you really look at it objectively, all these things are going to disappear someday. Deep inside, you know you're going to die. Deep inside, you know all the possessions that you have are not going to be yours at some point. Even though you might have invested your whole life running after them, making various schemes to accumulate them, and various schemes to hold on to them. Somehow the laws of the physics, laws of the nature, does not let it happen. Same dollar bill in your pocket becomes 90 cents another 15, 20, 30, 50 years later. It becomes like a 1 cent that you might have today. Doing nothing is not an option. We are locked in this world. And this world is made out of 3 dimensions, where everything has a height, width, depth. And then there is 4th dimension of the time. Every object is changing. And this change creates the evidence of time. With the time and the change combined makes this world slippery. Objects come in your lap and they disappear. People come in your life and they disappear. Friends come, friends go. All our ideas, all our thoughts, all our beliefs, they all are located in this 4-dimensional world. From the time that we are born to the time that we die, this is all we know, nothing else. All our emotions, all our happinesses, the joys, all the sufferings, all the complexes, anger, anxiety, stress, depression. These are all connected to this world which is made out of matter. And by nature, the matter goes through a continuous change. Birth, growth, decay, and death. These are the fixed rules, whether it is the banana that you bought, which turns from green to yellow to brown and black, or it's your longtime friend with whom you spent the beautiful times in your childhood. Before you know, he gets older and older and older, and even dies. The parents that you took for granted, they also die. Your own body, which you take it for granted, also change. Before you know, gray hair starts showing up, hair loss starts, muscles become weak. There are signs of continuous change in the world. And this is the only world we know. So our problem is unique, and yet at the same time it's universal. Our belief in this world is natural, because from the time we were born, this is all we know. And yet our mind desires objects, people, situations. And it is natural to ask for the desires from this world itself, because there is nothing else. Our addictions have to come from this sansar. There was a time we had no addictions. Then we picked up the first cigarette. And now we have to go to the stores to buy the cigarettes, whether we like it or not. The cigarettes have become part of us, part of the mind, desire of it. Despite the fact we know that it can harm us with big boxed warnings on it, we keep on consuming it. These are not the only addictions we have. We have alcohol, we have drugs, we have sex, we have marijuana. The world keeps on giving us the objects of pleasure, and we keep on getting attached to them. But they all are products of this material world. Our joys are also limited to this material world. Birthdays come and we celebrate birthdays. Is this really an event to celebrate? All your birthday means is you have finished one more year in this world, and you are changing. We all are rushing towards the final culmination of life, and it's called death. We see our body aging, and we are celebrating. Do we really know what we're doing? Our joys are connected to the world. If we have no money in our pocket and we make $100, we are very happy. But somebody who has $100 million and he's happy with his possessions. When we had nothing and we have $100, it gives us tremendous amount of pleasure. But the guy who has 100 million, he's waiting to make it 100 billion. And the race goes on. But qualitatively, there is no difference between the guy trying to make from $0 to 100 versus 100 million to 100 billion. It's all the difference of numbers. But the inner core of everyone is the same. The matter, the material world. Everybody is playing the same game of exchanging the matter. And in this world, same rule applies to everyone. Whether you have $100, you die with it, and you have $100 billion, you die with it, and you lose your ownership. So our whole life is locked up in this material world. Our hatreds are in this material world. Our likes are in this material world. Dislikes are in material world. Tremendous amount of love. Addictions are also in this world. Whether we have poets writing imaginary poems, that's part of this world. Painters painting exquisite paintings. They still are painting the same world that we all have seen. He just has developed an art of painting it. That's all. A sculptor is making the statues, beautiful statues that seem like they could almost talk. But what is the subject? Same matter. Whether he makes a statue of a woman or a child or an old man, they all belong to the same world. Even our fantasies of our gods do not go beyond the material world. It's strange that humans' God looks human. Chinese God will look Chinese. If horses were making statue of their gods, I'm sure their statue will be that of a horse. What are we doing? We are locked in this world which is full of matter. Even we close our eyes, that's all we think of. Either we are in the process of liking something and we're running after, or we are disliking something and running away. All our runnings are also in this field of matter. If we like something, we're making plans in our head to run towards that object of pleasure, whatever we have liked. Mind is all about matter. It thinks of ideas. It thinks of the ways to manipulate this world to reach to the final goal. We make the plans, and many times we reach there, but then many more times we don't reach there. But our basic, fundamental method of life has not changed. We make fun of others based on what? Their appearance, their ways of talking, the way they look, what they have, what they don't have. If they have $10 and you have $100, you're making fun of them. Somebody's rich, somebody's poor, somebody's tall, somebody's short. Somebody is in a higher position in the society, somebody's in a lower position, somebody's famous, somebody's not famous at all. These are all comparisons based on the forms. Same 4 dimensions apply. And despite all the possessions, whether these are material possessions of money or objects of pleasures, people, or these are the products of the interactions of the material world, attention, recognition, fame, joys, sufferings, anxiety, grief. These are all products of ultimately linked to the objects or people or situation. But everything is locked in this material world. And looks like we have no other way. But there is. We see this material world, but we never reflect on it. We never realize, because the matter is continuously being exposed to us. And like a zombie, we just keep getting trapped into this material world because this is all we know. If we lose interest in one object, another object is given to us. As a child, if we were addicted to playing the games or toy cars, as soon as we get fed up, the bigger cars are given to us. If, as a child, we were addicted to playing with a doll, dolls are taken away and live dolls are given to us. Attractions, repulsions, likes, dislikes, it's all contained within one world, the world of matter. And when we don't know anything else, this is what we have to deal with. We live with matter. We are born in the matter, including our body, including our mind. We breathe matter. We inhale matter. We eat matter. We defecate matter. We drink matter. We urinate matter. We make contacts with matter. We break away contacts with matter. Looks like we have no escape from matter. But there is a solution. If we reflect on this life, we will realize that there are a lot of things which are not under our control. The change that is happening in the world is automatically happening. Seasons are changing. People are getting old. Moons are shining, suns are shining. Galaxies are moving, planets are moving, sun is moving. People are being born, people are dying. There has to be something higher than just this material world, which we seem to be extremely fascinated with it. So meditation gives you a chance to reflect on this. Learn how to be an observer. Learn how to be a witness of all these changes. And it catapults you into another dimension. Our problem in the material world is that we are locked in. We have rules to follow. We are in the finite world. Whatever possessions we have, it has a limit. Whether you make $10 or $100 million, there is a limit. And we have to put up with that limit, because the body that we are utilizing to accumulate these limited possessions is also having a limit of its own. It has a limit of its age. It has a limit to its power. So somehow we are being suffocated by these laws of physics, and there is no way of escaping. Our pleasures are our achievements, whether these achievements are physical or metaphysical. Our joys of helping others, or joys of converting others to veganism, or stopping other people from doing this or that, we do not realize that we're still playing the basic game of materialism. Only through steady meditation, a steady practice of observership, being a witness of all these phenomena, gradually starts opening up the world of non-material existence. Existence will be still there. You start rising into the world of awareness, world of existence, which is not based on the matter. When you start going deeper in meditation, the results start happening, because it is the matter that you are walking away from. If you hate material world, you still attach to it. If you love material world, you still attach to it. You have to develop a subtle technique of being indifferent to this world. Desires connect you to the samsara, but hatred also connects you to the samsara. All your emotions are also connected to the samsara. So be aware while meditating. Just be conscious of these tricks of your mind that wants you to be still connected to the samsara, which has become addiction for you. But do not cooperate. Just be a witness of the tricks of the mind. Do not hate the samsara that's within you. Whether the samsara is outside or it's pouring into your mind through your five senses, it doesn't matter. Samsara is everywhere. Outside or inside, doesn't matter. If a bird is flying, you close your eyes. Now you have memory of the bird flying. The bird is in your mind. It's no more outside. So whether the sansar is outside or sansar is within your mind, it doesn't matter. Whether you go to the temple and bow down to the god and you think you did your dharma, you did only a material action. The only thing you need to do is understand the nature of the sansar, which is ever changing. There is no role for hating it, and there is no role for loving it either. You learn how to be living in this world and at the same time not be part of this finite world with its finite laws. And because of this finiteness, the products of this life, the anxiety, the stress, the suffering, hatred, desires, greed, complexes, you walk away from this thing and you enter the kingdom of consciousness, which just is, but has no limits. It's infinite. Then you find your true nature, and now you realize that you were infinite, but you were locked in the finite world. No wonder you were suffering. Sansar is suffering. The belief in sansar is suffering. Knowing that you are the infinite consciousness is the escape, is moksha, is nirvana, is the kingdom of heaven. Look for it, strive for it, but without hating the world, understand the world. Understand your sufferings, and the escape is right there. Have a good day.